Okay, so this is the last thing. Before I had saved these as strings, I'm going to save this as an int because I know that a lot of you did that. And then you use that in your calculations, which is fine. I saved it as an int. Okay. I put it together and had license plate. I had the make, the model, the license plate, and then I took in the letters and the numbers, which I am okay with you doing over here. As long as in the car rental class, you have the instance variables make, model, license plate. Then I have LP numbers and LP letters for those of you who already read these in and did all your calculations instead of pulling them out of the string here. So let's say this was when we pulled it out of the string. I can comment this out. I can comment this out here. That's one way to do it, is just by using license plate. And the other way to do it is you can use letters and num to find the code, or use, what do we call it at the top? I think it was LP letters. Let me see. Yeah, LP letters. And LP num. Numbers, I called it, to complete the calculations. So to be clear, in this big block of comments from here to here, that is if we only have the license plate. That's if we do not have LP letters or LP numbers. Your constructor here would also not have these last two. Since a lot of you read these in as just letters and numbers like it was over here, I am fine with you putting, right here, the letters and the numbers. I'm fine with you putting the letters and the numbers here, and then going back, having it in your constructor here, and then just using those down here for your calculations. However, you need to have get license plate, get model, get make. You need to have a couple of constructors, and you need to have a make, model, and license plate, because honestly, a car rental, it's not a true like car rental. It's not a true object without its attributes. Cars have makes, they have models. Those should be in there. They have license plates. So let's run it and see how we do. So the make of the car, I use Subaru Outback, but this time I'm going to use a VW Bug because that's really what I want. So, Volkswagen. I want a bug, like an old school bug. That's my dream car. Okay, and then let's say I say ABC 1, 2, 3. Oh, I wanted a space in between the license plate, which shows me that I don't have one, so I need to put that here. So let's try that again. Under license plate, see I see ABC 1, 2, 3 should be separated. So I want a space in the license plate, so I needed to include that here. I'm going to hit run again and make sure that that's correct. So I'm going to say Volkswagen Bug ABC 1, 2, 3. And there we go, ABC 1, 2, 3. Now if I want to make sure that these things are also printed out as ints and numbers separately, I can just put a print statement here. Oh, down here. Actually, here's fine. System.out.print line letters. System.out.print line numbers. And so it's going to show me that those actually printed out the way I wanted them to, just to be sure that they're saved as letters and numbers. So actually, I'm going to up the any here. To make sure that it's saved as a number, I want it to act like a number, so I'll put numbers plus 1. So instead of 1, 2, 3, it should be 1, 2, 4. That way I know it's working the way I want it to work. Yes, I would like to stop and rerun this. So I'm going to write Volkswagen Bug ABC 1, 2, 3. If I scroll up here on my output, I can see when I read this in, it read it in as ABC. And the reason why I added 1 was to make sure it was reading in as a number. Because if it read it in as a string, it would tack the 1 on the end. But you see, I got 1, 2, 4, so I know that it's reading in as a number, so it will behave the way I want it to in the code. And since I was just using this to test, I can comment it out now. I don't need it anymore. So those are the 2 ways to do this. And like we went over this in class, so hopefully you all understand what's going on. If you already read in the letters and the numbers the way that you did, and just take your code from the tester class, it needs to go in the calculate. This should return some sort of string. It needs to go in your get code or your calculate code method here. It should go here. And then make sure that you create or add on to this thing called code. Make sure you concatenate everything together and return it at the end, because you don't want to return something that's blank. So a lot of people just printed it out. Make sure you save it to code and then print it out. Or not print it out, sorry. Make sure you save it to code so that it will be returned out, because the printing comes over here.